It's festival season in Cannes, and after the films and the glamour and the showbiz, business people are using the resort as a venue to meet and greet. Lucy Hawkins is there and joins us now live. Lucy.
Hi everyone, hi Tim. Well, we've all heard of the Oscars and the Golden Globes, haven't we? But here in Cannes, it's all about winning a Cannes Lion. Because if you're in the advertising or creative industries, technology, innovation, all of those sectors, they've come together for a week of networking, awards as well. And of course, the movers and shakers are here and they're making business deals and getting things done. But there are lots of people of influence here. Everyone from Kim Kardashian, who has been here recently, Pharrell Williams has been here too. But the big tech companies, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, they're all here as well. And it's this kind of mingling of ideas, celebrating the awards that are being won here, that must have been on the mind of filmmaker Richard Curtis. Now, Tim, you'll know him, everyone will know him probably from big films like Notting Hill, Bridget Jones' Diary, Love Actually. He decided to work with the United Nations on their Sustainable Development Goals, and he came up with a very ambitious plan. It's called Project Everyone. The idea is that you reach 7 billion people in 7 days using a massive campaign. So he went to one of the greatest minds in advertising, Sir John Hegarty, and they came up with a fantastic ad campaign that would be shown in cinemas initially around the world. You may think this all sounds a bit dry, but they've convinced Liam Neeson to be the voice of God. There's even an animated llama in this ad, so there was lots to talk about when I caught up with him a short time ago.
This is Liam Neeson. I just need 1 minute of your time.
End injustice, end extreme poverty, fight climate change. And that's an ad into every cinema in the world.
And I thought, what we should do, because this is quite phenomenal and people should know it, is capture the moment that this vote is carried at the UN. That would be great. Wouldn't that be fantastic if we did that? So actually we recreate that moment when this plan is adopted. And then I thought, but there is one difference. I don't want people to be there. I don't want the actual delegates to be there. I want the animal that represents their country to be there.
We've only got a very small clip of the ad, but
It's
the starring role is a llama. Why a llama?
Why a llama? Well, I just think llamas are funny, aren't they? I sort of thought of that moment, you know, you're at the UN, it opens up, cars turning up and all of that, and then, you know, you're inside and there's the podium and somebody big and important comes up and up comes a llama. I think whatever you're doing, there's a kind of moral responsibility to do it well. And I think with something like this, you're saying, here is something that needs to be done. It's not, it should be done, it needs to be done. And finding a way of communicating that is hopefully a creative challenge that one should step up to.
Poverty is not natural. It is man-made, and it can be overcome.
Richard, is one of the biggest challenges, do you think, the fact that so many people are apathetic now?
Yeah, look, I think that people do think that the world is a tough, harsh place with a lot of things going wrong. And one of the things that the goals remind you is a huge amount of things going right. The last goals actually, you know, put 50 million more children into education. The number of children who die before the age of 5 has gone down from 12 million to 6 million. And what we're trying to do is create positivity around the possibility of a plan that works.
Best case scenario though for this campaign, you know, if it all goes according to plan, it all works, what's the ultimate outcome for you?
The ultimate outcome is that you have a generation, particularly a young generation, who's aware of these goals, who know that it's their rights, who actually know that there's a plan and argue with their governments and fight and get involved for 15 years at a time when we can make amazing progress, that we shouldn't waste these 15 years. And the ultimate thing would be that we should be the first generation to end poverty and the last generation to be threatened by climate change. And you might as well aim for the stars and you'll just get over the trees.
Richard Curtis and Sir John Hegarty talking to me a little bit earlier. Such an ambitious plan, Tim. 7 billion people in 7 days. The hashtag's Project Everyone, and we have a plan. Real momentum building around this too. Chris Martin, you'll know him, he's from Coldplay. He's hosting a concert in Central Park in New York. All sorts of events happening around the world. The UN are talking about some of these goals in classrooms around the world. Women's rights are being addressed too. It's well worth looking into it and signing up to this really good and ambitious plan. I have to say, being here at Cannes, the sense of social responsibility has been one of the themes that seems to be coming through, because you've got these major companies here, lots of money, of course, lots of affluence, but that real sense that some of these bigger issues need to be talked about and need to be addressed. There are 90 delegates from 90 countries here, 11,000 people. This festival here at Cannes, bigger than the film festival now, drawing in all sorts of people of influence, and we're going to have some other big interviews coming up over the next few days here on BBC World News, so do stay with us for that.
Really interesting and a lovely place to be doing it as well. Lucy, thank you very much. Now, the famous lemurs of Madagascar